This week's topic came from Kat, who wanted to know how to shift from feeling worried to feeling peaceful. In the previous video, I talked about when I felt worried and how I made it through. In the next video, I talked about how I shifted from feeling worried to finding peace. In this video, I'm going to focus on peace. The next video will be the meditation, and then you'll see the Friday ditty or the fridity where I pull it all together, get a little more poetic and a little more nerdy, and make sense of the journey. All the videos will appear in the playlist Finding Peace When Feeling Worried. So if you have a question like Kat did, comment below or DM me on Instagram. I'm Angela, and this is me making sense of myself. The question I'm starting with today is, when was a time you found like the ultimate peace? Wow, that's a tough one. I want to say at the ocean, and I also want to say on my meditation retreat. And I think that there are two different, two different sensations of peace. At the ocean, I think it's more, I get there and it's peace happens. With meditation, for the retreat, it was, I created it. So maybe there are two different ways that I find peace. So I want to, I think so the next question is, what made it easy? So going to the ocean, what makes that easy is that it just happens when I get there and I enjoy it. And what makes it easy in meditation to find peace? And I know I'm going to look at two different things here, but I also think that's important. I think what makes finding peace in meditation easy is my consistent practicing to find it. What does it feel like? How do I do this? And the next question is, do some people struggle with finding that peace? And I'm absolutely. I'm betting there's probably people that go to the ocean and, even when they're stressed and they can't find their peace there. And for me, that's something that it just kind of happens. And even in meditation, I might work at it, but when I need it, it shows up, because it's almost like I'm insistent, like, okay, peace is here. I know it's here. And so what about my makeup makes it easy to find that peace? I'm going to say because I'm tenacious and determined, in the best of ways. So I am and that I know it exists. And because I know it exists, that peace exists, that I keep going for it. I just say, okay, I might not have it right this minute, and I know I'm going to find it. I know it's going to come. And sometimes it's about letting that emotion flow through me. That maybe like that worried sensation that we've been talking about all week, just let it go through me and know that the peace will come. Letting it exist and not fighting against it. This is probably the best way. So what's the best thing you did to find peace? I really think it's practicing when things are going well to remember how to get there. And that practice takes time and energy. And why did that matter? I think that it matters that I spend time on that when things are going well, so that when things aren't going well, I know how to get there and I remember the practice. It's still, I think, a little bit hard at first when things have gone well for a while and then there's a little hiccup in life, right? Then I have to remember how to get back to it. That's still a little bit of a struggle, but because I'd been practicing it and I know what the feeling feels like, that's important. What does it say about me that that I did that? Or what does it say about you that you did that is actually the question. I think for me, it says that I am just willing to practice, and that I know sometimes things are going to get hard. And if I don't keep practicing, it's like if we don't use our bodies or we only ever sit and we don't get up and move our bodies, then our bodies get this message that they're not necessary anymore, right? So I think the same thing happens with our feelings. If we don't practice finding those feelings, or at least for me, if I don't do that, then I'm not. Then it'll be a lot harder to find it when I need it. You know. So how would you describe someone else who did the same thing? So someone else who consistently practices, I think I would describe them as determined. And if they're constantly looking for peace, like loving, like this, there's this loving determination and acceptance that says they're going to find it. And it's like they know it's coming. I think there's some confidence in that. I think those are some good words. I don't think I want to add to those. So who most benefits from you finding peace? I really think that I do. It's like finding forgiveness or forgiveness. It benefits me. I know it benefits the people around me. And when I find that peace, I think it makes it easier for the people around me to be who they are and not think that they're walking on eggshells. So what would that be? If they're not walking on eggshells, then they're walking on solid ground when they're around me and they know that they can just be who they are, that's really cool. So what might have helped you shift to finding peace? I think that what helps me shift to finding peace, or even like knowing that it's possible and that it exists in this world, is seeing other people who have done it, who also acknowledge like, hey, this might be hard, yes, and it's possible. And it's hard. Like, especially going from being worried all the time to finding peace. That's a journey, and it feels like an uphill battle. And it helped me shift and to share that with other people, because it is so rewarding when you find it. And I know that it's available. And so I want to tell you. And even though I can't make it happen, it's like, guess what? This is real and it's possible. And you might be like, well, she's a little off her rocker. And I might be like, that's okay. I'll be off my rocker. It's way more fun to be off my rocker. And it's still possible. So does everyone have the ability to find peace? Or I'm going to ask that's the question. I'm going to ask myself, does everyone have that ability to be off their rocker and know that peace is available and be like confident that other people can find it? I don't think so. I certainly didn't used to have it. And I think that by having that knowledge and that ability that says, hey, it's okay if you think I'm a little eccentric. That's okay. I'll own it, right? I know that's where I'm at. And I didn't used to have that in my life. I didn't used to feel that same way. So I know that there are plenty of people out there that don't feel that same way. And that's okay. That's totally perfect. I'll hold the space for what I believe to be true, and that's cool. That's okay. And I'll do it in a peaceful way. How does the way I do it help others? How does the way I find peace help others? I think that it helps others have hope, to know that it's possible. Like I was saying before, like I had to have people in my life that showed me it was possible. And because of that, I was able to find the strength and the courage to find it, and the tenacity and the determination. What do you know you can do because you know how to find peace? I know that I can go into situations. Okay, funny story is, after I'd been practicing meditation for many years, I decided that I was going to go into the living room at a time that was busy during the day when the kids were coming home from school and things like that were happening. And I literally took my meditation practice and I practiced it right there on purpose. And I did that because I wanted to know how to stay focused on my meditation and not shift out. And lucky for me, this makes me smile so big, is one of my kids would really test me on, and she had fun at doing it. And so instead of being quiet around me and tiptoeing and trying to be quiet, she would like purposefully make noises. And I think because I got so much better at being able to focus on what I was looking for and not on what I wasn't looking for, that skill became really important to me, being able to keep my peace and find my peace in those moments. So what do I know I can do now? Well, I know I can meditate in the living room and there can be craziness. Am I always successful? No, not at all. And I get to go back and keep practicing, going out and screwing it up and doing it again and again. And each time I get a little bit better, and I'm okay with that. So the next question is, where are you more able to find peace now? I think pretty much anywhere. I am more capable of finding it in places I didn't think I could find it before. And I think that that's because of the practice, the determination, and the tenacity. I would love to hear from you. When have you found peace, and how did you do that? These videos will be located in the playlist Finding Peace When Feeling Worried. I'm Angela, and this is me making sense of myself.